Rolling on all the accounts. Like account number 1. Hey, Jenna.
Hi, Julian.
Are you tired?
Yeah, I'm exhausted.
Oh, I'm tired too. Hey, are you tired? It's okay. We'll do a podcast anyway. Welcome to the Jenna and Julien.
To the Jenna and Julien Exhausted Podcast.
Exhausted cast.
Yeah, we just got back from Playlist Live Tri-State, which was the first time ever, and I had a cold before we left. We all got sick, you, me, and Brett.
Yep, it was just, it was Brett got sick, I got sick, then Jenna got sick, and we were all sick together on the plane and on the trip.
Yeah, it was rough. And then, so I still have a little bit of a cold, but then we did a kickoff show, we did a meet and greet the first day, we did a panel, and then a meet and greet the second day, then we flew back yesterday.
Yeah.
Today, I'm sorry, we flew back today.
Feels like yesterday. This has all been a blur. And then, we have work every single day this week and Thanksgiving, and Jenna's mom's coming to town, so we don't...
My mom's coming in the morning.
Yeah, we don't have any rest. It's just non-fucking stop. And now a dog's in my shirt. I don't know how it got there.
And dog. But we did, at Playlist, meet one member of our secret family.
Sarah Stern. Sorry we're not live streaming for this. We just don't have our other computer unpacked, so it's...
Yeah, everything's still packed. Like a hot-ass fucking hot mess.
Yeah, and also forgive us if this isn't the longest podcast in the world. We are just in the middle of a shit ton of shit.
We're all covered in dogs. Because we miss them so much. That was the longest you've ever left Ouija, isn't it?
Easily the longest I've ever left Peach. It's close to... it's not the longest you've ever left your dogs. You've gone like almost 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And that was like 6 days, 5 nights. But it still felt like so long.
I know, I missed them.
A lot of travel. But it was good. I mean, Jenna, like she said, you had the kickoff show where you did like a Q&A, which was fun. And then 2 long meet and greets at the Playlist convention, which we met so many kids, which was so cool.
Yeah, we met a lot of people. It was really fun. A lot of hugs, a lot of selfies. Good times. Is there anyone that you met at Playlist that you liked?
Yeah, well, there was... other
YouTubers or Viners or anything.
Oh, okay, because I was trying to pick out of the kids that said hi. Yeah. I was like, they're all really nice.
No, I meant other YouTubers or Viners.
Yeah, so I'm being a dick now because I can't remember his name. There was that guy Rob, and then what was the other guy's name outside that we were chatting with?
Joe? Is it Joe?
No, it's not Joe.
Santoro.
Yeah, Santoro. Matthew Santoro.
There we go.
Joe, I don't know his last name, but Matthew Santoro. We met him at the party the night before, and then they came up to us when we were outside, prepping to go to our second meet and greet. Everyone's like hungover and tired and like sleep deprived, so we're all just like in the same boat. And those guys were just like totally cool, and we were just talking, which was fun. Really cool. And you had some fun with some of those Viner kids. What was it, Gabby?
Yeah, I really like Gabby. The Gabby Show.
Chris Melberger, Jay Cyrus.
Yeah.
I don't remember the rest, but there were a lot of really nice people there. Everyone was super nice.
I've never met Gabby, and the girl. What's her? She's like something dude on Vine.
Oh yeah, Shay Dude.
Chris.
Dude Shay or something?
Yeah.
Shay Dude.
Do you want to tell the story that she told us or that Gabby told us? If you go on Vine and you look up the Gabby Show, if you are on Vine at all, you probably know who that is. She hangs out with Jesse Smiles a lot, and
really funny girl.
She's like super awesome, and I'm really glad that I got to hang out with her.
Yeah.
She's very cool. But she told us probably the funniest story of the entire weekend, and we've debated whether or not we should drop the name of who this story is about. But
I say fuck it and drop the name, honestly. There are definitely times where I think holding the name back is the right thing to do, but in this case scenario, for so many reasons, I don't see the point. But if you don't want to say the name, we could just let them guess in the comments. It's
up to you. You tell the story.
You have to help me tell the story. I'm going to tell most of it, and then I'll set you up for the end.
Okay.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Okay. All right, so Gabby was telling us about this time that she ran into this girl who's another YouTuber. I guess you call her YouTuber. She makes YouTube videos, but she's one of those viral girls who kind of just popped out of nowhere for...
Okay, you know what? You might as well just...
Rebecca Black. The story's about Rebecca Black.
But it started with Chris.
Yes. So, but Gabby was telling the story, and she's like, I don't know if you ever heard, you probably haven't, but she's an incredible storyteller. She was like very animated about it, and it was hilarious. She's just like, anyway. So Chris went up to Rebecca Black when they had seen her, and jokingly, obviously, was like, "Hey, Rebecca Black, what day is it?" You know, because it was Friday, and
he was trolling.
He was trolling. I mean, like, come on, it's like it's a joke, and it's a funny joke, and it's the only joke that you should be okay taking. Anyway, so he's like, "What day is it?" And she's like, "I don't know, the 21st." And he's like, "No, like what day of the week?" And then Rebecca's friend was like, "Oh, real funny. We've never heard that one before." Like seriously taking that personal. And so they separate. Chris and Rebecca and her friend separate, and as Rebecca comes like out Rebecca goes into the bathroom. Yeah, she comes out of the area where they were talking to Chris, and then goes into the bathroom. And Gabby,
no. It was like Gabby, the girl, dude Shay, and Rebecca Black. We were all in the bathroom, the ladies' room. Yeah, and she comes out, and the girl, dude Shay or whatever. I feel like a dick that I remember her Vine username. But she was on Chris's behalf being like, "Hey, I'm really sorry, he was doing that before, like it's really trolly or whatever." And Rebecca Black just looks at her and goes, quote, to her face, "You little stupid ass bitch, I ain't fucking with you," and then just walked away.
Like sang it, like in the Big Sean song. Like she sang the insult. And,
drops mic.
And wasn't
pieces out.
Wasn't hilariously parodying herself. She was serious. Apparently. It's Shan Dude.
Shan Dude. Sorry, dude. Fucking sorry.
Sorry, Shan Dude.
But we were laughing so hard. Like, well, Gabby was telling it incredibly.
This is
but
so hilarious.
We were just laughing so hard because the girl was, like, apologizing.
Right? Like, she was trying to, like, be cool about it.
Yeah, man. I don't know. I just thought that was so funny. Like, dude, chill. Like, just, like...
And that's one of the big reasons why I have no problem mentioning her name and putting her, I guess, a little bit on blast by telling the story. Because, like, honestly, you have to be able to laugh at your own self sometimes. And in this scenario, where it's the most lighthearted, kind of, non-offensive joke you could possibly tell to someone.
Yeah, I mean, I could understand if she was having a long day or something, and if she took it out on the person that made the joke in the moment, if she was sort of like
a reaction.
Like, that's not cool, or, or I get it, funny, but
it's like whatever. Planned out, and then you go...
She insulted someone that was like just trying to be nice and extend sort of like an olive branch. But I've always sort of felt like the dynamic at these things... okay, forward. I feel like the people that watch this podcast might be of a little bit of a different age group than the people that attend these conventions. Like, that's
fair to say, I think.
I would say the average age is probably 13 years old.
13's a good, yeah.
From the people that I have seen that have watched the podcast, seems like it's skews a little bit older.
Like a little, yeah.
So I feel like I can say in confidence that not only has the people changed that are going to these events, it did start off sort of like a convention, like all ages, there's all different kinds of people there, and it has skewed younger and younger and younger every year. So they do want the YouTubers that like draw the kids that buy tickets, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a lot of the, so-called talent or whatever is younger and younger. Like you're having a 16-year-old a Viner that's, drawing 12-year-olds.
Yeah.
It's weird, but, and I always, like, without fail, sorry, I just touched it.
No, it's okay.
Will meet, like Sarah Stern, our Seeger family, or like other people when you meet them, they're sort of like so very calm and mature, and they're like, they're screaming everywhere and yelling and blah. But I feel like the trend with some of the younger YouTubers or younger Viners is... Not all of them, in my opinion, get into doing content or creating content for the right reasons.
Yeah.
And then when we do these events, for someone like me or like maybe the older YouTubers, like these things used to be really fun because we all get to meet each other and hang out. There's no like malintentions, if that's a fucking word. Nobody's really trying to like network. Like we're literally just trying to get to know each other.
Yeah, it's just like a building of a community.
Yeah, and meet people, like have a venue where you can safely and effectively meet people that want to meet you, like fans and that sort of thing. And it has sort of turned into like this very bizarre, like glorification. It's fucking weird. But I feel like some of the younger YouTubers and Viners are like, they're not very gracious. They're not willing really to do like what would be considered work, like stand there and meet everybody and, you know, be really thankful.
Which you see firsthand.
Right. And mind you, a misconception about these things is that we're getting paid. I personally have never gotten paid for any of these events, the VidCon playlist. They pay for your flight and hotel if necessary, and then that's about it. So it ends up costing us money because we have to feed ourselves and take care of ourselves.
And just to interject, I'll let you continue, but these tickets are upwards of hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
I know, they seriously charge them so much money.
I mean, these kids are going to their parents, probably, you know, their kids, to get this money to get into this giant convention. And then you pay while you're in there to get food, $15 posters. I mean, ridiculous price. You can kind of fill in the blanks, but the point is this event is pocketing so much money. And some of the talent, like Jenna, who has to do these long meet and greets, are doing them to meet and greet.
Right. I'm doing it out because I genuinely want to. But and it's out of my control how much money Playlist makes or doesn't make, or pockets or doesn't pocket. It's sort of like a double-edged sword. Like if you do go to these events, you know that it's kind of like it costs the kids a lot to go. Yeah. You know that they're going to be standing in line forever because unfortunately they haven't come up with like, I said this as a joke the other day, but like fucking Disneyland has a fast pass system that gives you a time to come back so you can go and ride a ride. It should be the same way. And Disneyland doesn't know who the fuck is showing up on any given day. Like you have a solid list of people attending your event a year in advance.
Supposedly, yeah.
So I imagine that there would be a better way to do it. But on the second day, I wound up having like a 5.5 hour meet and greet. Some of the kids were waiting outside in the cold. And like, I have no control over what's happening. Like, I just show up and do the best that I can to meet everybody. But anyways, back to my point. I just feel like some of the people that have gotten into doing what they're doing for the wrong reasons, it's awful to sort of see them like do that in person. You know what I mean? And I'm not naming any names, but
no, there's no need.
Back to the Rebecca Black story is when other creators would meet other creators, like there's no reason to ever like disrespect each other. Yeah. Sort of because you're a human
and you're on the same team.
Well, yeah, you act professionally. Like, in theory, you might be at like a work conference, maybe. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's that sort of vibe between some of like older YouTubers. Like when I first started going, you had people like Charles Trippy, like Shay Carl, like grown adults that you meet, and they set the tone for like it being a very fun, friendly, open, like thing. Yeah. And it since I feel like has turned into this like a little bit catty, a little bit ungracious, just a little.
Well, I think there's something to be said for that. The fact that the general population of talent nowadays, the YouTubers who are going to these things and selling tickets are teens. So much younger. And when you think about like a guy like Shay Carl or even like iJustine or just any of the older, YouTubers, older being like in your 20s, you know what I mean? Like what
older as in like they were at the first playlist or the first
and just like if you like in your head trying to map out what it would be like if you guys haven't ever been to these things with those types of people being the YouTubers there, you can't imagine it being anything less than just like, okay, they're all YouTubers, they all have that in common, but at the same time they are mature adults who lead normal lives and they know how to act, and so they're going to meet their fans. And now it seems like a lot of the talent is younger, like you just said, and therefore there's no real standard set because you, like as an older generation YouTuber, are kind of outnumbered by these kids.
Yeah, for sure. But I think a lot of it just has to do with it is feeding into a level of their narcissism.
Oh yeah, I mean? And the young kids have that narcissism that a guy like Shay Carl doesn't have.
Right, because we started not knowing what it would turn into.
Yeah, and
so we still always have that sort of mentality where it's like, I'm still doing this because I think it's fun and cool and funny and like I genuinely enjoy it. Yeah. Whereas I feel like it's easy for a 16-year-old to sign on to Vine or to YouTube and be like, my goal is to be X.
Be famous.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they don't want to take the time to actually like understand what that means. Like that it's very important to go and have human interaction with people, not just like stand on a stage and like wave and like fucking cool, bye. Like actually have one-on-one time with people is very important, I think. And maybe I might be a minority, but I don't think so at all amongst older YouTubers. I'm not a minority at all.
No, because
That's
I mean,
the majority.
Yeah, when you're at an event with older YouTubers, it doesn't seem like it does.
Right, and I've met plenty of Viners where I was like that person's kind of obnoxious, but then I've also met plenty of Viners where I was like, that person's awesome.
Yeah.
They're a genuine human.
Yeah.
They're acting. They're taking it seriously. They're trying to meet other people. They're trying to, like, make it a point to say hello and introduce themselves to, like, other Viners or YouTubers.
Yeah.
Like, it helps, like, the community for all of us to feel like we're on each other's teams. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you see a lot of that. Like, I met fucking Jay Cyrus.
Yeah.
And, like, remember last at, like, a VidCon with Andrew Hales and, like, Bad Luck Brian. But, like, you'll always meet these people that you're like, oh, dude, you're a cool person.
Yeah.
You're an adult. And you're genuinely here to just say hello and have a good time and not make everything really fucking weird.
Yeah.
But I like, what I don't want to happen from this podcast and from that particular story is for anyone to think that I'm bad talking Rebecca Black, because I wasn't there. We heard that information secondhand. They'll like kill me or you for saying it. Whatever it is, what it is. But I don't know her personally, but that story was funny more than anything to me. But it also just, hit that like nerve in my brain where it really made me think about, some of the other people that are there. And I'm like, why can't we all just like be adults and get along,
Yeah, absolutely. Sorry, she was whining in my shirt, but
I just think you never have like a real reason to be rude to another stranger
in any sense of a
ever.
situation. Yeah, I mean,
But,
YouTube
like,
or not,
especially not ever at a convention like that, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I just didn't like it.
Sorry, I'm sorry. No, I think, and also like when you said that you meet Viners/YouTubers who are great, and then you meet Viners/YouTubers who are a pain in the ass. That goes with everything. Like,
right.
So it's not like certain, like, you're trying to group together these people are bad or these people are good. It's just like, you get these experiences, and I think going back to the whole younger generation, there's a whole culture now, I feel like, on the internet where kids are watching their favorite YouTubers. They see how their favorite YouTubers get to live and the things they get to go do and the way that they interact with the follower count and everything like that. And suddenly it becomes a real attractive thing to want to get fame. And a lot of kids, I think, go about trying to get that by doing YouTube or doing social media, Vine, whatever.
Right, it's a path now, and it was never a path.
It was never a path.
Before.
But the reason why you and other people who have paved the way got to where you got is because there was no end goal. You were it was literally like the epitome of it's about the journey, not the destination, because there was no destination.
Right.
There was no Google AdSense when you start. You know what I mean? It was all about just like doing.
Well, I didn't know how to work it.
Well, you know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that there was such a
someone
thing.
like Charles Trippy's been YouTubing, vlogging for so much longer than
Lego 7.
Yeah,
Every
that's
day
before
since 2007.
That's insane. And so now kids look and they're like, okay, there's ads
All I have
for
to
videos.
do is vlog every day.
I can vlog every day.
I get to go to
get
playlists.
paid. Yeah, it's like, right. And I think that the nature of that being, that information being readily available and these kids kind of wanting to have that and possess that star power is actively making so many kids into like fame hungry, whatever, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like, I don't really know like what I'm trying to group together, but it's just a lot more prevalent. And when you go to these things, like this was the first one of the playlist in New Jersey, so there were a lot of younger YouTubers, and there was just a lot of young people everywhere, and it was even more so than like VidCon. So you see that more and more. So, I mean, it's just an interesting observation. That's all. Nothing needs to be like.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. I just think like, I don't know. I just I just miss the time when you would go to these things and every single person that you shook hands with was genuinely just like, hey man, how's it going? It's like, it's really good to meet you, and I think that you're interesting, and you're like, oh, I find you very interesting as well. Yeah. And that's very pleasant. So I will see you around. And
simpler time.
Yeah, but now it's just like, oh, business card. Here's my business card. Here's like, do this for me. Like, you just get sort of attacked by like everything, and you're just like, whatever happened to just having human interaction with people? And yeah, like you were talking about earlier, I don't think personally I've mentally or like physically actually changed anything that I've done on YouTube. I've sort of done everything the exact same way, nor has how I interact with other human beings changed since I started on YouTube. And I think a lot of that comes from the fact that I was lucky enough not to like get into any of this as a younger person. Do you know what I mean? Because I feel like you can't always blame the fact that they're sort of immature or like not looking at it in an appropriate light. Like it's sort of not their fault because they're so young. You know what I mean? Yeah. If I was a 13, 14, 15-year-old girl doing stuff online, I'm not sure I would know how to handle myself either.
Yeah.
I was like, fortunate to have an education and have some life experience under my belt before this was ever a thing that existed. So I'm very glad that none of my teenage bullshit wound up in any sort of public area other than just like my mom grounding the fuck out of me.
That's a really good point. And like, as much as it frustrates me to see that kind of stuff, it's easy for me as an adult and you as an adult to look at that and get frustrated by it. But you're right. Like, think of yourself as a teenager. You wouldn't necessarily be able to handle what you're handling now as a teenager. You just wouldn't, because, you have a completely different mentality when you're that age. And
some of them, I think, do a really great job. Some of them, I think, are actually incredible, like, young adults,
Yeah, absolutely.
I'd say it's less that they're shitbags. Like, there's only probably a couple of shitbags, and the rest of them are, doing the best that they can and doing a pretty good job. Mm-hmm. I met a couple of, like, teenage girls and boys at these things that were, pretty fucking amazing. Yeah. And I was like, are you serious? And like, yeah, she's 16. I'm like, no fucking way. Like, get the fuck out of my face.
Yeah.
Like, just their presence and ability to interact with other people, because it's scary sometimes.
But the ability on such a basic level to just be a human being and interact,
right? Because that's what it is. And I think some of the younger people have it twisted in their mind that it's something else, but it was always and will always just be a human interaction with other people, whether it's your fellow creators or people that are there to see you and say hello.
Yeah.
And I also think that I've always truly believed that anyone can create content online, which is why it's so fantastic, because that's what it's designed for. It's democratized. Anyone can put whatever they want, well, within reason, child porn, onto the internet. And Jenna, too far. But anyone can do that. And that's the way that it should be. But not everyone could be able to be a young person and have all of the everything. These events are overwhelming.
Incredibly.
And I am understanding of people that get there and don't really know how to handle themselves.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But I'm grateful that I'm an adult.
It's a hard thing to do to try to put yourself in someone's shoes and all the scenarios that you need to be doing that. But in this case, I think you're right 100%. Like, because I just remember my feeling of frustration when I see some kids act the way they shouldn't act when they're like at these events. But you just said, like, I feel like it's an eye-opening thing to try to remember how you felt as a teenager and then try to lump that in with having a fan base. Right. That's insane. Like, I don't think anyone could really conceive in their mind handling that normally.
Well, yeah, I mean, think of the ratio of just traditional kid stars that just go absolutely ballistic by the time they're in their late 20s.
And these meet and greets are, they're not they're just the tip of the iceberg. I mean, it's literally just like the only time where you have to go physically meet a bunch of fans. But really, like, you're getting met with it all day, every day if you're going out and you're in a public place or whatever. But like, you stand on your feet for 4, 5, 6, sometimes longer hours at a time to meet your fans.
Right.
And, you know, I've been there for a good handful of them to watch you and to be there with you. And it's incredible to see you do that. And to, like, you know, you always hear these, like, parents when it's like down to the last, like, 3 people, they're like, wow, you have such good energy still. How do you do this? And most of the time you're in heels and you're just like, oh my God, what? But that zaps you. Like, after that, you just need to go outside, get some air, drink some water, like, maybe go to the bathroom.
Yeah, people forget that for this like 4, 5, 6 hour meet and greets, I don't drink any water
just,
or
like,
eat
standing.
or go to the bathroom.
And I'm not kidding. Like, she is in heels for all of the time. It's insane.
Well,
and like,
yeah, and just to
well, I was trying to finish something. And like, the fact that I get to see you do that blows my mind. Like, I know how hard that is because I've stood 2 feet away from you and watched you do it multiple times. Now, if I'm thinking back to like another person I know of your age who, you know, in that situation, how would they do? I don't even think I could think of that many people our age, your age, my age that could do that well, let alone kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I didn't see any. I have not. Well, I know some of the older YouTubers do exactly what I do, and then they've always done it. Either that or they've stopped going to as many of the events because it does get, you know, a little bit insane to do 3 of them, 4 of them a year, because you do have to mentally prepare yourself. Because for me, it's not always just like the actual physical exhaustion of like doing these things back-to-back days in a row. It's like I turned and said to Brett after the second day, I'm like, I need to go and just like sit down and like maybe lay down for a minute and like unpack everything that I just experienced, because sometimes I can't, I feel like I'm making sweeping generalizations about YouTubers because I know for a fact that so many other people do it very well. There's just a handful of them that I like look over and I'm like, is that fucking person serious? Like, fucking fuck you. But like, I need to, like, these people say things to me that I don't even think my own parents would say to me. Do you know what I mean? Like, it means so much to me. Without fail, I cry at least once or twice during these things because we have, like, it's such a powerful thing because they tell me how much I mean to them or how much anybody that you're meeting and greeting means to them. But, like, for me, that it means just as much to me because, like, the human interaction of it, I don't have. All I see are like words on a computer screen. And when you actually physically have another person looking you in the eyes and just being like, you know what, I was in the hospital and my leg really fucking hurt. It broke it and you just made me laugh. And they vary from everything from here to there, like, and how intense or not intense they are. But just like having the human interaction of it is so incredibly powerful. So you are standing, you are doing all like pictures and signing things for hours on end, but the soul part of it is what I need to like go and sit with and like unwind, because you're just like,
it's heavy.
Wow, like
it's heavy.
Fucking,
it's really real.
Wow, but
it's real.
It makes me upset that I know that about myself, you know, or even if you just meet someone on the street and they make like an impact on you, like our paths crossed today. Like maybe I'm just like a little bit kooky like that because I think about things like that. Like our fucking paths crossed today, and that's awesome, and it's very fucking nice to meet you. Yeah. And it makes me a little bit upset that I don't think that that's how a lot of people see it. You know what I mean? Their Twitter feed is just like, buy this, click, favorite, retweet, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's push, push, push. Buy my fucking merch. Do this. And there is no interaction. And, you know, it's just the sad truth of the world that there are many, many, many people that will have great success in their life that are just pieces of shit human beings. Yeah. And I know that I will always be happy with what I'm doing as long as I'm happy and whoever I'm interacting with is happy. Yeah. And you don't ever have to be like the best at what you do. You just have to sort of be like the happiest at what you do, you know?
I got nothing to say to that. That was perfect. Preach.
But that's why I feel like I leave these things. I always feel extremely happy with the people that I meet, and I am tired, but they're also fucking tired. They also had to stand in that fucking line. They don't always get, like, at least Orlando, we have down to a science at this point. They're sitting, they're allowed to go to the bathroom, like get water or snacks. We have music. Like, it's taken several years to get to the point where we just have them you guys are okay. No one's gonna sneak in the line and take your spot. Like, everything's gonna be fine. So I'm happy with those ones when we know this is a working environment, and I leave them knowing I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish. But it does, it takes a bite out of me every year when you see other people that you're just like, why can't you just not suck? Like, why can't you just fucking be happy, man? Like, what's your deal?
It is frustrating.
Fucking deal.
It almost like makes you question, like, do you not feel emotions? Do you not get what it means to all these kids or whatever? I don't know. I've been having a couple every once. I mean, it's been getting more and more, but kids ask me for pictures and selfies and autographs, and I mean, it's just like the things that they say. Jenna's not even kidding. Like, it just gets you.
It's
gets
like you right in your heart.
Well, it just makes everything so surreal and real at the same time. If that even makes sense. Like, you hear someone say, like, hey man, like, your videos, I had a kid say this to me, like, he came up and just, like, put his hand out, and, like, it wasn't even at a meeting day, we were just walking somewhere. He's like, hey, I really love your videos, they inspire me, like, I love your workouts, all this stuff, thank you for making videos. And I was just like, wow, like, I mean, it was so, and I shook his hand and I smiled and I said thanks. But I mean, it's just like, these things don't leave you, like, they stay with you. And for you to be doing that consecutively for so long, it's like, unpack is a decent word to describe it. Like, you need to just emotionally,
you need to sit with what just
you
happened.
need to, because I mean,
but
it's
you also, like, no, you can finish.
I'm good.
I think that what the important takeaway of this is that it's not like anyone that has a YouTube channel should feel a certain way or should act a certain way or should do certain things, or anyone anywhere. The gist of what I'm saying is the most important thing is human interaction when you work or do anything on the internet, whether you're a viewer, you're a consumer of media, you are someone that made a YouTube channel yesterday, you are someone that writes a blog, you have a fucking Instagram. Like, the most important thing is online interaction, because I fucking hate people that just post and post and post and never have interaction with anyone, because that's what the internet is for. It's to connect us, not for us to watch you be awesome and not be able to ever meet you or talk to you.
That's what TV and traditional media is for.
Right. Yeah. Like, we're a fan of you as an actor or whatever. And in the tabloids, we like to read about your personal life because we're trying to stalk you. But we know that we can never
ever
get your attention. Yeah. Fucking senpai.
That's exactly right.
But with the internet, you're assuming these people are just like you. Yeah. You know, you're assuming that it's just a regular person behind their camera, and if you ever met them, that they would be just as happy to meet you. And that's what's so upsetting to me, is because, like, there are many YouTubers that are regular people, and if you meet them, they will be a human being to you. But then there's many YouTubers that see numbers and think things, and then they don't feel the need to be a decent human to you. You know what I mean?
They're gonna get paid if they don't. You know, all they need to do is post. They don't need to meet someone. So,
but that's exactly the thing, though, is that it's about money to them, and not about a human thing.
I know. And I think people listening right now, and when you just said, you know, the tweeters and the people who get on social media and like, tweet, favorite, DM, all this stuff, like asking.
That's not interaction.
No, that's not even close. That's literally as much interaction as a person gets driving by and looking at a billboard. Like, you're looking at something and you don't get anything back. You don't get anything back. And it's really kind of depressing when you think about it in the sense that you just explained. Like, old media. Like, oh, I'm a huge fucking Will Ferrell fan. Great. I can read People magazine. I can watch Old School 50 times, but I'm not going to ever be able to instantly get a response from him, or even instantly maybe tell myself that there's a small chance I'll get a response from him. With YouTubers, with anyone in new media, you should, and it's fucked up that you don't have that. You know what I mean? You should have that confidence that that person may or may not read my tweet. They may have 1 million in their inbox right now, but if I do it, so you're saying there's a chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the culture it should be. And for the people who are so hungry to get clicks, and they don't even take the time to read a tweet, to favorite something, to like anything, to go up to a person and say hi and hug them for as long as that person wants. It's just like, why can't you just like take a break from your bank account for a second and just like be a human? Because on the basic level, beneath every single thing that we're talking about, everyone's a human, and everyone needs interaction. And especially the kids who are like so diehard fans, and people mean so much to them. You just forget how far a little personal interaction goes. It goes so far.
Yep. Yep.
This is like a venting podcast.
It kind of was a little bit of a
We needed to vent
podcast.
though, man. We needed to vent and then sleep and then vent and then sleep in our vent in our sleep.
I know, but I mean, I will continue to go to playlists and VidCons and that sort of thing until I feel like it's not doing any good. Do you know what I mean? Because I've been going for 3 or 4 years now, right? Something like that. Yeah. Fucking a long time. And I think I'm just going to keep going until there's no people there that wanted to hang out with me.
Yep.
Or unless I get completely, soured or run down by the way that they're going, which was a little bit disheartening after this last one, because there were plenty of people, Gina and Jesse and Michael Buckley was there. I was about to call him Uncle Buckley. Michael Buckley was there, and just genuine good people.
Yeah.
That will always make it worth going. Olga K.
She's funny.
Just like good, real fucking people. But
good old-fashioned human beings.
And I met a lot of wonderful people too. But
we did, yeah.
If it got too fucking weird, I think I might stop going.
Because you're human, and you can only put up with so much mentally and emotionally.
But I love meeting people.
Yeah.
I love the meet and greets. That's the only, usually when I go, I don't do anything else except for meet and greets, because I'm like, nah, dude, I'm just here for the hugs.
They're so fun.
Fuck you, everybody. I'm just here for hugs.
The kids bring, the funniest, they say the funniest things. They bring little gifts and cards, and they're all so happy. It's just, such a good time. Oh, hi, Peach. Little Iggy's everywhere.
I know. I really liked the last one that we did at Playlist in Orlando, and we were giving that kid in the back the fucking iPod to play the music in the room, and he was crushing it. He was, he was just frozen soundtrack, nonstop. Yeah. I love that kid.
Yeah. No, it can be such a really
It can be
fun
really
time.
fun.
I mean, I'm sure if you've ever been to one of these things, and the parents there, Jenna's always like, hey, Dad, are you mom? You're the best mom and dad ever.
Oh, my God. These parents are so unbelievable to me, because it's not like taking your teenager to a concert and you hear all the screaming and then it's over. You're there for an entire weekend, and then you wait as long as it would take to get on, the greatest roller coaster ever, except at the end, it's just this person that you have no idea who they are. And your kid wants to hug cameras, them, and then they're just like... Okay, I'm so glad that you're happy. And I'm like, some of them are like, Mom, oh my God, my mom is so embarrassing. And I'm like, dude, your mom fucking loves you. Your
and
mom
Jenna's always...
just waited in line forever to be like, I don't know who this bitch is, but okay.
Yeah, it's really funny.
They're so patient.
I mean, honestly, though, and you have to imagine they're waiting in other lines where they get there, and the kid gets whisked away with a paper and a quick selfie, and they're done. And they're like, oh, but for you, it's like, are you Dad? Get in here, Dad. And it's so funny because most of the dads are like, are you sure? You really want to hug for me? And
Dad selfie.
Okay.
Although I think funny. The Playlist did come up with a good idea this year. It was to have, a line for me and then 3 or 4 other YouTubers, so that by the time you get to the end of the line, you go to a couple of tables and meet a bunch of YouTubers, which is much better than there's been events in the past where when they weren't organized at all, Vid Inc. in Sydney, Australia, where you'd wait in a 6 or 7 hour line and you meet one person
or not at all,
and then you paid all that money to go to the event, and you get one fucking picture, and then you leave, and that's it. Like, it's criminal.
It's insane.
And, like, nobody wants to, like, okay, imagine in your mind around the 5-hour mark, you're looking at 100 people standing in front of you being like, should I get out now? And you're like, nah, man. I mean, I've already stood in line for 5 hours. What's another fucking hour?
Yeah.
And, like, nobody wants to meet the person after, like, 6 hours because you know the person that you're meeting is tired, too.
Yeah.
You're tired. Like, there was a girl at VidCon that had to get taken away in a fucking wheelchair because she almost passed out. She needed to go eat a fucking sandwich, you know? Mm-hmm. Like, some of it's just not that cool. But I think the idea of meeting multiple people at once is a good idea. So that they get to leave.
It has potential.
Having a better time than just, you know, wasting an entire day.
Yeah.
Good God.
It's insane. The craziness. Craziness.
I think it'll get better in the future, though. For Tri-State,
you gotta give exactly.
Was the
you gotta give it a little
time
more
that they've
leeway.
had it in the East Coast at that particular venue. So they did a pretty good job, all things considered, because it is difficult to organize those things, and you never know what the fuck is going to happen.
Absolutely.
Fuckery. Aww.
What a week.
Well, I think we should probably call it a night and go to sleep.
Yeah, we're going to get some rest. Hopefully by next week we're going to be sort of back into the swing of things, but you know, it's the holidays, so it's just fucking nuts. Everyone knows that.
We could have my mom on the podcast because she will be here.
That's good. Yeah.
Oh, you guys want to hear your mom?
You guys leave in the comments if you want to see your mom, which is always yes. 1 for yes and 2
Only
for yes.
Only if you guys are going to be nice to
3
her,
for
though.
yes and 4 for no, just kidding.
Most of the people on the podcast are they're fair when it comes to commenting. They're not just like, you guys suck. But only if you guys are going to be nice to her, because I don't think she wants to sit and read anything horrific about herself. Be nice. Okay?
We love you guys.
She's a lady.
Thank y'all for watching.
Yeah, thank you. And sorry if we were a little bit tired and like on a soapbox, but we just gotta fucking keep it real sometimes. You know what I'm saying?
We love you, and thank you, Sarah, for representing Secret Family this weekend.
Yeah, Sarah, we love you forever and ever, and Secret Family, fuck yeah.
All right, see you guys next week. Peace in the peach.
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 She
just favorite one of my tweets. Hey, she want the D. Hey. All right, that's enough.
That's enough.
Good night.
Peace in the peach.